Hey, Pine Tree, Neil. This is the Image 2000 here. We're all set, ready to run. I'm just going to walk through it real quick with you. Pretty much it's just this screen and really you have to kind of get through. But you have an emergency stop down here, which you will pull on. I'm not going to do that yet because it's going to get noisy. Here are your different little setups here. Well, you know, I'm going to have to turn it on. To push the motor on and off, basically that right there. So we're going to just push it on, push it off. We're going to go through, first thing is manual run. This is pretty simple stuff. We're going to jog the auger. So if you're near the end of the day, if you want to empty out the product, or the beginning of the run, you want to fill the auger, you would jog it. You can have agitate with fill if you like. So the agitation blade will turn with the fill. That's how you're going to run automatically. You probably would want to run that manually as well. You have the cutoff. We don't have air to it right now, but you can kind of hear it clicking. You can work that manually as well. We're going to return. We're going to go into calibrate scale. I'm going to do that first. All you're basically going to do is on the scale right now, you're going to put on your low weight, which is 0. So there's no weight on there. So you put no weight on there and hit low weight. Then you would put a known weight here. So whatever your weight you're using, you want to go higher than that. So if you're a 7-pound weight, you want to do a 10-pound weight, and it has to be exactly whatever weight you're doing. Because it's a load cell, it's not a scale. It doesn't do the automatic weights for you. It goes by a certain load. So when you calibrate it, you have to put a known weight in here. So if it's a 10-pound known weight, you put 10 pounds on there and hit high weight on the scale. Again, you want that weight higher than your highest weight. So that's calibration. Right now it is calibrated, but you'd want to calibrate it once every week or month or something like that, however much you use it. All right, let's go into Eder SP. Eder SP. So we're basically going to be in a test mode here. You can set a recipe up as turns. Well, first of all, you can name the recipe just by pushing on this. You can push on this, name the recipe. We named it test. You can make it turns. Let's see if I can do this here. Turns would be you're running by revolutions only, not the scale. You can run in time. That's again not using the scale, and you're running in seconds. So revolutions of the auger, time, seconds of the auger, and then weight. Weight is what you're going to be using mostly, I think. This is your fill amount, how many pounds you want to achieve. This is when you want the auger to slow down. This is basically how much less than the fill amount. So right now the auger would run 5 pounds. Once the scale has 5 pounds on it, the auger will slow down and dribble in the remaining amount of product until it hits its 7 pounds. There's a fill timeout. That means if your auger were to turn more than 20 seconds, it would just shut off automatically. Our agitate, we're going to have with fill. That's what you're going to want to run in. So right now we're set up to run 7 pounds. It'll dribble from 5 pounds on, just 2 less than 7. It'll agitate with fill. And we're going to return. Our motor's on. We would go into the auto run screen. And as you can see, we have 7 pounds. Our current weight is less than 0.1 or 0.1. So it's nothing basically is on there. Your pre-act, this is kind of an important thing. It does it automatically for you, but what happens is when you're running this by weight, there's going to be a certain amount of your bird suet in actual flight before it hits the scale. So let's say you want to run your 7 pounds, you bulk 5 or 6 pounds, you dribble the remaining amount, and all of a sudden you get 7.2 pounds. Well, it automatically will do a pre-act, so it'll stop at 6.8 pounds, so you get the full 7 pounds in there. So that pre-act, like I said, it's automatic. You can reset it if you want to reset it back to 0, but it will be automatic for you trying to get your final fill weight. Let's go back into here and go into setup. There's a delay for the cutoff. Like how many seconds do you want it how many seconds do you want it when you hit the foot pedal? You want your cutoff to open and then your auger to turn. So the delay really is how long you want it until your auger starts. Right now it's pretty good actually. So you'll see, you can kind of test that out. But right now the seconds is pretty good for opening and then starting to turn the auger. I'll run a fills by turn just so you can kind of see it, but the agitation motor will shut off after however long you want it to shut off for. This is your increment and decrement amount if you're running in turns. So say if you have 5 turns and you go back to your screen, let's go into edit recipe and go into turns, and I'll kind of show you how this works. Return and auto run. So right now we're at 7 turns, and if we want to go lower turns, just now at 6.75. That's your increment decrement amount. And let's go ahead and run it by turns just so you can see it running by turns. And you can kind of hear, I want to do this so you can hear this really the cutoff. So we hit it. You can hear it. Again, it's the foot switch turn. I hit the foot switch, it delays because the cutoff is opening. Again, there's no air to the cutoff right now. I have no air to the machine, but cutoff it opens and the auger start turning. That's how it works. That's how it's operating. Okay. So if we wanted to go less on the turns, just to kind of show you how this kind of works. So we ended up, you do it by turns and not with the scale. You can kind of see, okay, now we're at 3 turns of the auger. Just kind of show you everything is working there. And that's pretty much it. So E-stop on, push the fill motor on, go run into your scale mode, and you're good to go. I'm just gonna walk around here real quick just to show you one more thing that you may not be familiar with, but this is the AC drive. That is what's turning your auger from fast to slow. And we'll give you some information on that. You can't control the different speeds. We have it set pretty well for you, but you can change that. There's an auger speed over here, adjustment. I don't think you're really going to need to change it from what you have, but you can kind of mess around with it to see if you like any other settings. But on this, I think you're really going to like what we did with your cutoff here. We did a really nice job of taking a little bit of what you had and just adding some new stuff to it. But you get that little black thing on the end. So this cutoff should work really nice for you. You're going to be really happy. Anyway, that's about it. Give us a call if you have any questions. 610-466-1440.